Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good week in the market. It's May 5th, not March, May. And we're gonna look at some technical analysis. I traded options, I've traded futures, stocks today. We're gonna go over all of it. GME's waking up nicely. Barbecue's just heating up. Spies on a moon mission. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy Money sticks around. Follow us on Twitter at HappyMoneyYT, as well as Discord server. Link for that is in the description. Free to join, everything like that. Go. SPY. So Apple had good earnings, and then employment data came out this morning, and it wasn't bad. And SPY is it's still in a range. It's just a huge range. So, you know, we kind of have this double bottom here, 403 or so, and now we're coming back up to the highs in one day with a gap and go. Kind of the high of this range is like 415. So probably going to hit that next week, maybe early week, and then maybe sell off into the end of the week. SLD starts next week, the week after. I'm confused this month for some reason. But yeah, we'll just look for probably a little more continuation into next week on this SPY rally, and looking for a top, like I said, around maybe gap fill here, 415. Could break that. We have CPI next week too, so if that's way more bullish than expected, then maybe we gap past that or keep going, and then we're looking at 420, 425 even, the next real spot for the upside for resistance. But yeah, I think a good short would be around 415 thereabouts. Our MACD is bearish. I mean, we have this RSI divergence here, back here, but we did already make a move down, so maybe that's kind of completed. Don't really have head and shoulders yet, but a move up to 415 would create this head and shoulders with the shoulder over here, the head here, and the shoulder here. So I think that is building. But yeah, today exciting was barbecue was pretty exciting. BBYQ, the OTC Bed Bath & Beyond stock, as well as GME. GME was probably more exciting just because of its surprising behavior. So we were noticing this the last few days, and I think I mentioned it in yesterday's video. Pre-market yesterday, it started to get kind of volatile, like pretty good volume, and it was up like 2.5% on GME, which is substantial for GME, especially without a move on the SPY. SPY was not moving pre-market yesterday, but GME did. So that was a first little sign, not the first, second. First little sign that I saw this week was this move in the morning, volume and kind of spiky. Again, it seems like, oh, it's just moving up. GME doesn't move like that unless something's happening or going to happen. Yeah, so anyways, saw those two things, and then it's being more confirmed today with this move today. I mean, this was getting kind of still subdued, not squeezy, but very bullish and a lot of volume, and that's what you want to see in a big move up. And it just consolidated tight on VWAP all day while SPY was rallying, but I think this is setting up for a big move this month. So hourly, it's a beautiful bull flag. The calls I had that I picked up 2 days ago, seeing that this reversal was happening with RSI divergence and this hammer candle right here, this RSI divergence. Those calls, I got too much time. I was trying to be safe, which is good. But anyways, I made money on them. It just wasn't a huge gainer. But I sold those this morning, actually pretty much on the peak. And then I started buying in shorter dated calls kind of throughout the day. So this is kind of an Ivy crush type thing. Some of the options, the weeklies were up like 2,000%, which is crazy, but they're now back down like 100%. So Ivy crush, don't buy into the excitement if you can avoid it. So anyways, yeah, so picked up some other options, which I'll go over at the end of the video. We'll just look at it a little bit more. It's 3:45, 15 minutes. So you might start to break out in today, really. Move to the upside. So today it wasn't squeezy, so not convincing to me that it's like some sort of swaps rollover, kind of shorts, covering. Not yet. It could be the start of it. It looked more like almost insider buying, maybe RC, or I don't know, but that's kind of what it looked like. And even this price action here, like someone could be accumulating shares through all of this, just keeping it real tight around VWAP. Any dip lows, and then they buy, bring it back up, dip low, buy, and then don't go too high. I want to keep it low, and just keeping it around this level to just kind of keep accumulating shares. So I prefer it's more of a cycle rollover pinch, and that GME is still broken. It's not a fixed stock anymore. But we haven't really seen evidence of that for almost a year. This August of last year. So my hopes aren't up for that. But if that is the case, I think the next like 2-3 weeks on GME you could see 100% probably. You know, I think you could see 30. Have to start at the breaking these resistances, but 35, maybe 40, if that's what it is. If it's insider buying, that sort of thing. Pre-earnings run up, maybe, you know, maybe 25, maybe just a move back up, kind of where earnings ended. That's where we're gonna have resistance. 24 actually. Yeah, got the support from back here. So yeah, options. The IV's still really low on it, so that's interesting. And yeah, I'll show you those options, but it's looking good. Got a little wedge here it's breaking out of too. Yep, there's that hammer. Barbecue's moving up here. So BBY looking very good on the TA wise now that we're actually getting some proper price action based on supply and demand. It would appear we've got an inverted head and shoulders here on multiple time frames, but hourly, 4 hour. On the daily, we do have that RSI divergence. It's now confirmed. Marked it here. Higher RSIs, lower price action, lower lows, and that is your divergence. So you're seeing that. You're seeing that little head and shoulders build. This thing's looking good. Volume is much lower on OTC. I think it's because there's not high frequency trading and not payment for order flow and not all these like layers of corruption basically that just control and manipulate the price. That's where we're getting actual price discovery. Speaking of, this thing's ripping now at almost 20%. So I think the volume's going to stay lower, and yeah, it's interesting. Even getting fills and getting out of pretty large positions, you can see it move the stock. It's nice. It's OTC, so it's like direct from one person to another. It takes out. My understanding, it takes out a lot of the middleman stuff, but I've heard contrary to that, so I could be wrong, but I don't think so. But the lack of high frequency trading and lack of payment for order flow, I think, is the big reason why we're seeing such natural, nice price appreciation. So yeah, seeing it's good on time frames. See if there's news this weekend. I did buy and sell shares again today. So I did it yesterday. I actually timed the top like perfect yesterday. I sold right here on this double top, and then it actually dropped, maybe partially from my sells. Actually, it's crazy. And then I bought back in some yesterday on this double bottom, boom boom, and then we had a gap up, and I actually sold those right here. So it's a little harder to do, but even this move right here was a nice. You know, I think I bought somewhere around here. You know, that's 16%. So I think probably with entry and exit was probably like 12-15%. I wasn't sure. This morning's sell was a little sketchy because it was still pretty early when it made this little double top. I was thinking, like I've been saying, coming into Fridays, it's usually it slows down, mellows out, maybe a little sell off for just people taking profits, not one hold over the weekend. And here we are. Look at this thing rip. Anyways, so yeah, sold it all there actually, and then picked up a little bit more here. Picked up about half as much as here. So yeah, and I was kind of waiting for another test of this 1017 or 1080 area. Never really made it down there. Just made this little double bottom on here, and I missed the entry a bit. So it started to bounce out of there, and I started picking it up here. And yeah, now that's a big move. 22%, 1350. Wow, look at that. So I mean, you could get news catalysts either way over the weekend. They could be bearish or bullish. It's a lot of volume there too. Wow. But yeah, so I'm holding. I'll go over that, but yeah, basically I have exposure for over the weekend. A lot of earnings on small cap stuff came out yesterday, and we had a lot of big gap ups on it. Banks are rallying a bunch. Regional banks had huge moves ups. Open Door, Redfin, Fubo. A lot of these just gap and goes or consolidating, or got Carvana. Icon Enterprises, this thing has a big bounce from its short report dump. I think the dividend yield is like 20 something percent now. I don't know, that's what I heard. I didn't do the math on it. Oh, SMX. I was watching this one today. It's ripping now. We were looking at this like 12% today. I'm like, this one looks nice. This is one we've traded before. This one's illiquid though, and the spreads are wide, so you gotta be careful. Dang, that was a nice move though. Whew. Yeah. Well, missing that one. It's interesting. It's moving up at the same time as this other one, as barbecue. So that's kind of cool. 1480 is probably resistance on that, where we have drone 15. See if it actually respects that. Barbecue's looking good. Let me show you guys the options that we did. I might want to pick up more on barbecue. They did just have a filing of all the shareholders that came out. Potentially that is a catalyst for the movement here. I'm not sure. 10 minutes to close here. This is gonna be hard. Quick. So sold. That's all the shares I sold this morning. Close the calls in GME. Open up more calls for let's see, June 2nd, and there are 22 calls. And then bought puts on PACW for May 12th. So just in case that bank goes down, have some exposure to that. Barbecue's ripping 30%. There it is. Wow. And futures, I did some futures trading today. I was kind of going against the SPY for some reason. Not sure why on such a bullish day, but yeah, didn't trade that great. That's about it. That's what I got, guys. Have a good weekend. We'll see you on Discord. All right. Whew. All right. Peace out.